Coming up on this episode of SEVA TV.
We adopt a pet, meet man's best friend, and discover that Wildcat Pride.
Stay tuned for all this and more only on SEVA TV.
Hi, and welcome to SEVA TV.
My name is Charlie.
And I'm Nabayo.
And we will be your hosts today as we learn to become better pet owners during this episode all about pets.
We have so many great videos to share with you today.
Whether you like cats or dogs or maybe even bees,
Let me pause you for a sec. Because of our first video is titled Paws For a Cause, let's check it out.
Hey guys, this is Jalay. She runs California Animal Shelter Friends. What inspired you to create a dog rescue, and what's your perspective on why you should give these animals a home?
Well, I was actually an animal control officer for Sacramento County for several years. And so while I was doing that, I realized how many animals actually needed rescue outside of the shelter environments. So we created California Animal Shelter Friends. We rescue sick, injured, and unweaned animals from public shelters as well as veterinary hospitals and provide them care and surgeries and then put them up for adoption.
How do you think people like us can help make a difference for shelter animals?
Kind of what you're doing, just educating people about the fact that there are thousands of animals that need homes. Millions of animals are euthanized across the country every year because they're overpopulated by people who either breed them or discard them or don't understand how much care there's involved. But really understanding that there's wonderful animals in every public shelter, and they need homes, they need love, and they're really a great family member to have.
Okay, thank you so much, Jalay.
You're welcome.
This is Fred. He's gone through a lot, and his story is filled with heartbreak and happiness. Fred was abandoned by the side of the road after falling out of his owner's pickup truck. A good Samaritan found him and rushed him to a vet hospital, knowing he was horribly injured. After several weeks of observation by the vets who were working with Central California Lab Rescue, it was determined that his leg would have to be amputated. Learning how to adapt to being a three-legged dog was not easy, but after lots of hard work and good doggy attitude, Fred is now thriving. Through the rescue and adoption process, Fred found his forever home.
Hey guys, I'm here with Lori Rhodes, who has implemented a program that allows the public to adopt a shelter dog for a day. Can you elaborate on the program?
Yes, of course. So a lot of dogs just sit in the shelter for a very long time, and that's the only way that the public gets a chance to interact is through the kennel. So we found a program that allows the public to take the dog out for a day and have the dog experience different things like going to a restaurant or going to a park or some other adventure that the dog wouldn't ordinarily see here at the shelter. And during the time when the public has the dog out, they take photos and videos of the dogs in different environments and situations so that we can post those online, and then anyone who sees the dog on our website can see the dog in a different light. Also, they get a chance to meet the dog outside of the shelter and see it in a different light as well. So it's good for both dogs and the public.
Do you feel like this is helping dogs get adopted out of the program?
Yes, I do. It is also helping dogs get fostered. So ordinarily, people are afraid sometimes to adopt or foster a dog, but once they see it and they have had a chance to be out with it in public and see what the dog's personality is like, sometimes they don't want to bring the dog back, which is great for the dog. So they'll take it into foster until it's adopted, or they foster it and then they end up adopting it. So yes, we've had lots of success with both fostering and adopting.
Okay, thank you, Lori. Thanks for watching Paws For a Cause. I hope you consider adopting a dog and saving a life.
Next up, we we take a look at the story of Fly Guy and the Amazing Pet Show by author Ted Arnold, reimagined by Landon from Oak Hill Elementary School. But first, let's hear what he has to say about it.
My video is a stop motion. A fly is just flying around, and then he meets a boy, and the boy takes him to the pet show, but all the judges disrespect him, and then he proves himself. My favorite part about it was creating all the props and people. I want viewers to learn that even a fly can be a pet. I learned how to make a stop motion and that it's not as easy as I thought it would be.
A fly went flying. He was looking for something to eat. A boy went walking. He was looking for something to catch for the Amazing Pet Show. And then they met. Crash! The boy got the fly in a jar.
My name is Buzz, and I will call you Fly Guy. Buzz took Fly Guy to the pet show. They walked over to the judge.
Flies can't be pets. They're pests, said the judge. He's my pet, said Buzz. Fly Guy, do a trick.
The judge was amazed. Then Fly Guy flew high into the sky. And down into his jar.
The fly knows his jar, said the judge. The fly is a pet.
The judge gave out all the medals. Fly Guy got first place.
And that day began a beautiful friendship.
Don't you just love dogs? They're so cute and furry, but don't you just hate it when they get dirty? Well, don't you worry, because Timothy and Chin are going to teach us how to wash our dogs. Let's take a look.
Today, we'll inform you on the proper ways to bathe your dog. First, turn on some warm water and get your dog in the tub. Lay down a towel beside the tub. It will come in handy later. Secondly, douse them with warm water and get the dog soap ready. Not the dishwashing soap, dog soap. Third, from now on you have to be fast so your dog doesn't get cold. Lather them in soap and make sure that you don't miss any spots. Fourth, rinse off all the soap and make sure no soapy spots are left. Fifth, remember that handy dandy towel you laid down earlier? Well, you need to use it now. Pick up your dog and place them on the towel. Sixth, dry them with a hairdryer or a towel. It's really your choice. Finally, release them into their natural habitat and watch them go wild.
Before we continue, I'd like to take a moment to thank the bees. Without them, we wouldn't have the beautiful flowers that grow on the plants and trees we see every day while outside walking our dogs or playing in the park. So thank you, bees, and thank you, Daniel, for sharing this next story with us.
My documentary was about the benefits of bees and how they can help our community and help people be healthier. I hope people learn that they can respect bees and don't kill them when they see it, and not to be afraid and think of what capability they have. My favorite part was filming because I could go around in different places in the fields where there are bees, and I can have a lot of fun smelling the flowers. I learned how to mostly film because when I was small I didn't know how to film, and I would mostly break all the cameras in my house, and so I was so happy to learn how to film this year.
Bees are one of the most hardworking creatures on Earth. They gather tiny droplets of nectar, transforming them into liquid gold, also known as honey.
They travel about 50,000 miles and they visit about 2.5 million flowers to make 1 pound of honey. Honey, it's one of the foods that never spoils. I think they found even in Egyptian mummies, in the tombs, some honey. It was still good.
Honey is the most commonly used bee product. Raw honey, especially local one, is very efficient in treating seasonal allergies. Antibacterial properties of honey is used a lot for treating cold sores, and it's very helpful for children's cough. So a lot of cough syrups are made from honey. Propolis is a resin-like material that bees use to seal the unwanted space in their hive. It has anti-inflammatory properties, so it's used for arthritis. But one of the best qualities of propolis is that it has antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-cancerous properties. So as an antibacterial, they use it to treat and heal wounds. It's very useful for sore throat. So royal jelly has almost the whole complex of vitamin B, so that's very beneficial for your health. It can prolong your life and it improves your skin too. Of course, everyone knows about wax. Wax is used for candles to light up, and it's used a lot in cosmetics like cream, lip balms, hand salves, and burn creams, and a lot of other cosmetics. Bee pollen is full of nutrients like amino acids, vitamins, and nutrients, about 250 biologically active substances that are very useful for your body. It has anti-cancer properties, it has anti-inflammatory, and it's a very, very powerful antioxidant. It have proven to lower heart disease risk, and it improves your cholesterol.
One of the benefits of honeybees is pollination. 1/3 of vegetables, fruits, everything we eat, it's get pollinated by bees. Imagine if bees will disappear, watermelons, almonds, cucumbers, all the berries. You'll go to the grocery store and all of these fruits and vegetables will kind of vanish.
Honeybees, among other pollinators, are responsible for the pollination of approximately 100 crops. Bees help us in so many ways, from honey to wax to the pollination of so many fruit trees. Therefore, whenever you see a bee, just remember the big impact they have on our lives.
Next up, we'll be heading over to McCaffery Middle School, where we'll be meeting Man's best friend. But first, let's hear a few words from one of the producers, Mason.
It's basically about a kid going through the responsibility of having a dog, and later he faces the consequences for not taking care of it. I own a dog myself, so I kind of had the idea when I had the times with my dog, and I'm like, I kind of want other people to feel the experience I had with it. I'm a huge fan of movies, so I really wanted to get an emotional China movie, so I decided to make one myself, and it actually turned out pretty good. So I like when I put my own thought into it and make it have my thoughts come out into actual visual. It's fun to do that.
Hello, I'm home.
Hi.
I brought you a present.
What is it?
You'll have to come and see.
Alright. Oh my gosh, you got me a dog? Oh my gosh, he's so nice. Thank you so much. Daddy's not playing with me.
It'll take some time, don't worry.
But he doesn't like me.
He just gotta get used to
And
you.
every time I call him, he just sits over there in his corner.
Son, your dog has been poisoned.
How?
You left him outside for too long, and he found his way to the rat poison. And now we gotta go put him down because he's sick and he's dying.
He looks fine. He's just tired.
Be serious for a second. We gotta go take him to the hospital. Are you coming or not?
No, I'm staying here. I can't look at my dog when he's gonna be put down.
Life has many trials. One is death. But out of death can come good things. A red flower stands for love. The undying love from an owner to a dog. The color yellow stands for remembrance. And the yellow flower stands for friendship. Just as a dog is a man's best friend.
If you like fish, then you will definitely like this next video from Del Paso Manor. Chris will be taking us up the American River to teach us about the Nimbus fish hatchery, where millions of fish are born every year. Keep watching to learn more.
Located off Highway 50 in Gold River, the Nimbus Fish Hatchery plays an important role in stabilizing the population of salmon and steelhead trout.
The hatchery was built in the mid-1950s, in about 1955, at the same time that Folsom Dam and Nimbus Dam were built. And the hatchery was built because of those dams, because we knew that by building the dams, we were blocking off access to the rest of the river so that the salmon would have much less room to lay their eggs in the river. So survival for wild salmon eggs is very, very low because they have so many predators and they're really affected by the conditions of the water in the river. So out of the 5,000 eggs that one female salmon has, only about 2, 3, 4 of those will grow up to be adult fish that come back to the river and lay eggs themselves. Here at the hatchery, because we can protect them for the first part of their life, we're going to have a higher survival rate for the eggs and for the little fry. Although once we put them back in the river, then they have to take their chances just like the wild fish do. But here at the hatchery, we're very successful with the number of fish that actually hatch. It's usually over 90-95% of our eggs that will hatch out. So our goal is actually not to change the population, but to keep it the same. Our job is to make up for what the dams did and the lost habitat there. So we're required to produce the same number of fish every year, the 4 million salmon, 430,000 steelhead trout, just to make up for what would have been up above the dam if the dam wasn't here. Because we release more fish than would survive in the wild, that probably does bring the numbers up, but then there's more predation from humans, right? All the anglers who are out there catching them, the commercial fishermen. So there's actually going to be about the same numbers surviving. Plus, we have to deal with things like climate change and that affect the population as well. So overall, the population has not increased, but we're doing our best to keep it stable, to keep it steady. So every year when the salmon come home in the fall, they return to the river in September, October, and we put a fence called a weir across the river so that they don't travel past the hatchery and get stuck by the dam. Instead, when they reach that weir, they'll reach our fish ladder and they'll come up the steps of the ladder looking for a place to lay their eggs. Here at the hatchery, we'll then bring them inside and collect the eggs from the fish as well as the milt from the males, mix those together, raise the babies here at the hatchery, and we keep them here until they're about 6 months old because that's when they're ready to start making their way back down the river out to the ocean. So we'll load them in tanker trucks, put them back in the river, and they will make their way out just like their wild cousins do. And it's very similar for the steelhead trout that come here in the winter months. In January and February, we have steelhead coming up our fish ladder, and we'll also collect their eggs, raise those baby fish for about a year, put them back in the river as well. Our goal every year is to be able to release 4 million salmon and 430,000 steelhead trout back into the river. So usually that means collecting about 6 million salmon eggs and about 600,000 steelhead eggs. It can vary year to year because it depends on how many fish have come back that year. So it just depends on how big the return of salmon is.
If not for the fish hatcheries, the salmon and steelhead trout population would become extinct or at least drop dramatically.
Maybe you don't like dogs and you're more of a cat person? Well, that's okay, because next up we take a look at the pride of Franklin High. Go Wildcats!
Tear this down, but we'll
Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of SEVA TV.
If you'd like to see more student videos or want to find out how you can enter into the SEVAs, check out our website at secctv.org.
I'm Nabayo.
And I'm Charlie.
Thanks for watching.